Arsenal secured a stunning 1-0 victory over Man City today, and boy, am I excited. I'm very excited. What's more surprising is that Haaland didn't have a shot on goal. He did not have a shot on goal. It was in Saliba and Gabriel's pocket. He's still in their pocket right now. He's stuck in their pocket. I see this photo online after the match about Haaland's family. Let's take a look at this photo. Let's take a look at it. Man, that's a vivid description. He was like a baby. Haaland was like a baby to our big centre backs, our big number 6, our big number 2. They controlled him. So all this talk about Haaland is the best striker in the world. Not for my defense. For my defense, Haaland is just like any other player. He was on lock. He was on clamp. He was on lock and key. He couldn't do nothing in the match. Take a look at this video. Take a look at this clip. Yeah, he couldn't do nothing. He was on lock. See what William Saliba just run past him. Get off the ball, boy. Get off this. This is mine. Man, I'm excited for this match. So this was like a chess style match. It started off very, very slow. And it was so strategic. To be honest, in the previous few matches we played against City, I believe that Arteta didn't do bad. But the way he started, it's like he started good, but then he started to get impatient. But in this match, Arteta started slow. And then it's like he continued slow. And then, you know, like when, I don't know if you ever played draft. For me, it's like chess and draft, right? You don't want to be too aggressive because you want to see how the player of the opponent plays. You want to test them out. You want to see if you're going to take a few of your mans and how you're going to get them back. So it's like a chess game, a draft game, back and forth, back and forth. And no one wants to overcommit and no one wants to be on the fence. So it's like a game, a strategy game, right? We attack down that wing, we switch play with different players, press the ball while the other sits, and then someone set up the press and someone try to trick the players into. Man, it's like a game. It's, for some people it might be boring, but for me it was quite. I was excited because I love the mind games. I love the strategy. I love the intricacy of how the two teams played. I have to say congratulations to City because they played very well. Considering they didn't have their best player in Rodri and De Bruyne, they played brilliantly, right? But once again, it was a game of chess, and Arteta outshined the master. Arteta outclassed the master. So do I dare say that there's a new master on the block? Master Arteta. We love Super Mika Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Brilliant play from Arteta. From the subs to the formation to the set, everything was perfect today. Perfect. And he had a lot of patience in this match because that's what I'm saying previously. The Arteta I knew, he would have lost his head. He would have brought in everyone, right? Bringing everyone doing different things, but he took off Trossard at halftime, introduced Gabriel Martinelli. He slowly, even though I heard that it was an injury, but the way Arteta done it, he wasn't anxious, he wasn't nervous. He just played his game. Now, this is just my initial match reaction. Next video you're gonna see is gonna be on how we beat them, the stats, right? How Arteta nullified this City team, reducing man like Haaland to 0 shots on goal. These guys don't lose a lot. You can tell they don't lose a lot. They can't take the losers. They can't take losers. Look at Kyle Walker. Look at it.
Try and get to the bottom of that. They're just not used to losing. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Arsenal today they've got.
Man's getting mad, angry, frustrated. He wants to fight. He wants to square up to everyone. He wants to square up to our set piece coach. He wants to square up to the steward. Man, what's wrong with Walker? Like, they learn to take losses. You can see the shift is changing. The tide is changing. I remember the last time City beat us in the league. Walker, Grealish, and another player. They were all like surrounding Zinchenko, making fun of him, flicking his ears, like making fun of him because they won. Now the tide is changing. Now we beat them. He can't take it. You know when you playing that game, that FIFA game. Yeah, you're playing FIFA with your friend, and you got that friend that can't take losses. He starts smashing his controller. He starts flinging it. He starts throwing it in the wall. He starts stamping on it. He starts taking his TV and smashing it. This is exactly what Kyle Walker reminds me of, that friend here, that mate that can't take losers. When Zinchenko took, when we lost, Zinchenko had to learn how to take it like a man. So Kyle Walker, it's your turn. Take it gracefully, mate. Have some of that. But before we get into all the good things, let's just clear up some of the bad things. We see, first thing we saw, David Raya. David Raya done so. He was a bit shaky in this match. David Raya, I see him doing a few bits, a few passes, and it was a bit shaky. For me, it was a bit shaky. But, I have to say, but, we did not concede. Perhaps if we conceded one of those goals, I would have been more upset. I would have been more angry. But even after the match, I heard Arteta's... But before the match, I was thinking, man, while I'm watching him making all these mistakes, I'm saying, I don't want him to stop. If this was... I remember with Ramsdale, a few... I think it was 2 seasons ago, or even the beginning of last season, he kept on trying to play from the back, and he kept on making mistakes. So then he started to go long. He's starting to... Whenever they pass the ball back to him, he gets nervous and clear it. And I'm saying that after Raya made so much mistakes, even that, remember that mistake he made when the ball came across him and he tried to clear it, and Alvarez closed down and it was almost a goal. He went to the side netting. I was thinking that, man, let's see what he's going to do from here. After that closed down and went to the side netting, let's see what he's going to do. Literally straight after, the man kept doing the same thing. I'm thinking, what? Man, is this? Is ice running through his vein? He needs to do a checkup. Is this guy playing with ice in his vein? He's cold. For any normal human being, you'll be shaken up. You'll be a bit skeptical to make short passes or having the ball in the back. This guy, he hanging to the ball, like dribbling pass, dribbling left, dribbling right, looking for a pass. I'm thinking, whoa, I admire that. I understand that he done a lot of things that could have, that is bad, right? It's bad. It could have led to a few goals. We could have conceded a few goals because of his mistake. But what I have to give him credit for, he did not give in. He did not give in to the pressure of the match. It did not give in to the ability of the players, of the opponents he's playing against. He continued to play his game. And he done a few wayward passes, get City back on the front foot. City attacked us. Once again, as soon as he's in control, short passes again. Even though he done a few balls over the top. But most of the times, I see him looking for short passes. And this is where he made a few mistakes. Even some of his long kicks, he went out for throw. And I'm thinking, this is not like right. What's going on? But I love the fact that he continued to play his game. And you can see that the defenders trust him. I'm saying that I see Gabriel Magalhaes keep on giving him the ball. Even after he's been making mistakes. William Saliba keep on giving him the ball. You know when you're in a team, yeah, and a player is playing bad, you're going to try to take the pressure off him. You're not going to want to put him in some uncomfortable situation that could cost the team. But for the fact that Saliba and Gabriel kept passing it to him, even after he made the mistakes a while ago, get the ball, pass it to him again. That shows you how much trust they have in this guy. They trust him. And if they trust him, I have to trust him as well. Yes, every player is going to make mistakes. And he had a shocker in terms of his passing accuracy in this match. But I see his commitment. I see his determination. And this is the same thing Arteta said. Imagine me thinking that Eden Arteta said the same thing. He loved how brave he was. He loved how courageous. In my words, this is what Arteta was saying. He loved the way he played his game. Arteta congratulated him. Right? And I know he was... And in the first half, he had a very bad match in terms of his passing accuracy. But in the second half, he improved drastically. You can tell that Arteta said something to him. And then he started to play his natural passing game. But I love the fact that he didn't change. Even though he done a few long balls, it wasn't because he was being closed down. Because literally straight after he made a few mistakes, he kept the ball. He's been pressed, he kept the ball. Looking for passes. And Haaland and the rest of striker and the rest of forwards realized that they could not press him. So they have to stand off. If that was Ramsdale, they would not start pressing Ramsdale into making an error. But they realized that they couldn't press Raya. It was of no avail because when they pressed Raya, it was just pass it off and look and wait for another pass. And the defenders trust him. This is the key difference. The defenders trust him that when they're being pressed, no matter the pressure they're under or he's under, they're still going to give it to him. They're still good. If that was Ramsdale, they'll be so cognizant of the fact that Ramsdale is not that good on his feet. So they're going to try clear it for a throw-in or kick it somewhere just to get out. But because they trust in Raya, they're always going to give him. Another thing we see in this match is Odegaard. Odegaard started poor. And I don't know if it's the occasion, but he kept doing misplaced passes. He just had a terrible match. Now, he started to grow in the match, especially after halftime. He started to grow in the match, but he still wasn't at his level. And there was no Rodri in the team. I was shocked because, and the same thing I was saying yesterday, I said that they should, if I was Pep, I would start Lewis in midfield because he's quick, he's aggressive, even though he's not the thickest player, he's not the biggest player, he's quick and aggressive. So I would start him in midfield. But Declan Rice controlled the match. Even though Odegaard had a poor match for me, he grew in the game. Considering City didn't have any player that could basically match him toe to toe, that could dominate him. Because for me, Odegaard is not that weak to be saying that he can't compete with Lewis, right? He can compete with Rico. So for me, Odegaard should have done much better in this match. I don't know if it's the occasion that scared him. I don't know what. But even so, I seen him slide tackling. He tried. And that's what I love to see. Even when you're having a bad game, still do the hard work. Still do the dirty work. Still do the grafting. Because if you don't assist, if you don't score, at least you can stop the opposition's momentum by you playing hard. You see Nketiah chasing on the ball, running his socks off. Even though he didn't score, he didn't assist. I can tell that he was frustrated that he wanted a goal. But it didn't happen for him today. But he kept working hard. And that's what we love to see. Right? A goal and assist is a bonus. But we need to see all players working hard. And Odegaard tried today. Even though he was poor to begin with, he tried his hardest. Tried to get into the game. Tried to do the half turns. But they keep taking the ball away from him. I don't know. But Odegaard had a poor match for me today. Let's talk about Kovacic. Kovacic, he done take a look at this. Take a look at this image. Take a look. The first one, he went over the foot of Odegaard. It went off the ground. The studs are showing. And by the letter of the law, once your studs is showing and it's high, that's a red card. Now, I don't understand these rules. And he went into Odegaard's foot was a bit planted. So when you see he went in, Odegaard, his foot went to the side and he had to pull it up. So his foot was planted. Odegaard's foot was planted. And Kovacic went in, stud showing high. And that wasn't a red card? Okay, fine, fair enough. He done it again to Declan Rice. Even though it wasn't as hard as the one with Odegaard, it's still a challenge. I hear the commentator saying that, it's probably a good thing that he didn't get a red card because it wouldn't make for an exciting game. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're comparing a potential broken leg to an exciting match. You're comparing the cheating in a football game and justifying it to say that, man, at least it makes for a more exciting game because they're both 11 players on the pitch on both teams. I could not believe what I was hearing. I could not believe what I was hearing. So this is it, that this guy clearly is not the Arsenal fan. And if it was his team, it would be an uproar. There would be an uproar. And this is it, that we need more representation on these commentary channels. We need more representation for our club. There's a few Arsenal fans in the commentator space when we're playing big matches. And they're always having a dig at our players or our manager. Always. There's something has to be stand out for them to give us credit in a particular match.